From Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, today the Mets take on the San Diego Padres. Mets Baseball 94 is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for a crisp, clean, classic taste. By Chemical, expect more from us. By your Tri-State Toyota dealer, I love what you do for me, Toyota. By MetLife, get Met, it pays. And by Coca-Cola, always plain, always Coca-Cola. Pitching for the Mets today, Pete Smith with a record of 4-7, an earned run average of 5.43. And on the mound for the Padres, Andy Bennis with a record of 5-9, an earned run average of 3.87.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another afternoon of Mets baseball. I'm Tim McCarver, along with Ralph Kiner and Gary Thorne. Great pitching matchup today. Two right-handers. It'll be Andy Bennis for the Padres and Pete Smith for the Mets. Pete has really had a tough time with the long ball this year. He's given up 21 home runs, the most in the National League.
And you say you like to see a lot of home runs? Well, stay with us, because in this season of 1994, they have averaged 2-point-plus home runs per 9-inning ball game, and only in 1987 have they averaged more 2.20. And in 1961, that was the first year of expansion, 2.00 home runs per game.
And, of course, that was the year that Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record with 61 home runs, and it could be done this year with a lot of guys flirting with that home run record. We'll be back for the start of this afternoon's game right after this from 9X.
Having grown tired of making quilts and baking pies, Marge and Edna attempt to construct the world's first homemade particle accelerator.
Edna, I'm paralyzed by the fear that we've overlooked something. Possibly a dual plasmatron.
I am for.
Ah, what was that?
That was a thermionic emission.
Well, it's saying.
For answers to just about any question, check the special library and museum section in the 9X Yellow Pages. More information, more solutions, more stuff.
Your Dodge dealer is breaking all-time sales records and doing it with price-shattering deals on every Dodge in stock. Take Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's 94 Truck of the Year. Great selection and a price under $17,600. Or Dodge Caravan, America's best-selling minivan with dual airbags, automatic, and more for only $16,500. Plus immediate delivery, on-the-spot financing, and low down payments. Record sales mean price-smashing Dodge deals. But only at your Dodge dealer now.
What would you do with a Motorola pager?
Never miss a meeting.
What would you do?
Mom's not home. Pager.
What about you?
All right, you got the pager number, right?
We're going out.
Cool, this works.
What would you do? You could go anywhere, do anything, and still keep in touch with the people you want to keep in touch with. So what are you waiting for? Get the pager from Motorola, the leader in paging.
To soothe athlete's foot, to relieve the burning, the itching, Desinex does it. But to cure athlete's foot, to kill the fungus that causes it, Desinex does it. Only Desinex has UDA, proven to both soothe the itching and burning and cure even tough athlete's foot cases. To soothe and cure athlete's foot, Desinex does it all. And for jock itch, Cruex is the #1 cure. Cruex cures jock itch.
He strikes an imposing pitcher on the mound. He is 6'6", 240 pounds, Andy Bennis, and he has no business whatsoever being 5'9". That's how good he is. Leads the league in strikeouts with 121. And leading off for the Mets, Jose Vizcaino. Mets trying to make it 3 out of 4 against San Diego. Strike one to Vizcaino. You never know just watching a guy warm up, but in taking his 8 or 10 warm-up pitches, Ralph, I mean, Bennis was throwing hard. I mean, real hard. 0-2 to Vizcaino. Jose 0 for 4 in last night's game. He is now 10 for his last 59. And he strikes out. 1 out here in the first.
Well, Mets lineup is brought to you by your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer. Vizcaíno, of course, leading off at shortstop. Batting second, the catcher, Todd Hundley. Batting third, Orsulak. In right field, Bonilla batting fourth at third base. Kent at second base. Rogna is at first base. Lindemann at the left field position, batting in the seventh position. Thompson batting eighth in center. And the pitcher batting ninth.
Todd Hundley takes a fastball high. Todd batting .251 with one hit last night, a game in which the Mets lost 4-1. And a slider is in there, strike one. That's what Bennis features, a fastball, a good hard slider that he tries to keep inside the left-handers. This ball popped up, middle of the infield. Luis Lopez in, and he one-hands it. Tough time with that ball, and that quote at the beginning of the game kind of came in handy there. It is very sunny here in San Diego. Rest of the defense for the Padres, Plantier in left. That's Phil Plantier, the ex-Red Sox. Derek Bell in center, Tony Gwynn in right field, Luis Lopez, the third baseman. Ricky Gutierrez at shortstop, Bip Roberts at second, Eddie Williams at first, and Brad Osmus behind the plate. 2 outs here in the first inning, and Joe Orsulak coming up. High, ball one.
Mets saw some great pitching in last night's ball game by Andy Ashby, and they're looking at another pitcher that's top ranked.
Kind of bookended Andy's here. Andy Ashby last night, Andy Bennis this afternoon. 1-1 to Orsulak.
Mets with only 4 hits in yesterday's ball game and 1 run, and that came on a home run
by Rico Brogna in the 9th inning with 2 out and nobody on, and that prevented the Mets from being shut out. 2 balls and a strike to Joe Orsulak. Outside, ball 3. 3-1 to Joe.
Mets have been shut out once this year, the fewest times of any National League ball club, and they averted that shutout last night with 2 men in the 9th inning, 2 men out.
Grounded foul, 3-2 to Orsulak. Another horrible day here in San Diego.
Yeah, it's terrible here. It must be 72.
Just not enough humidity here for me. Like those hot and humid eastern days, don't you?
Oh, yeah, when it's about 98% humidity.
It is gorgeous here. Still full count to Joe Orsulak. Just underway here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Cap that. Ground ball to second. Roberts over to Williams. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Mets in the first. Padres coming up after this from Sprite.
This goes out to all the non-believers in thirst. When we had a thirst to dance, we did it all night. When we had a thirst to rhyme, we broke out the mic. When we had a thirst to dress, we went and got fresh. Image is nothing. But thirst is everything. Grab a cold can and obey your thirst. Drink Sprite.
You know, when I was a kid, I was quite an athlete. Basketball, running, weights, soccer. I did all the Adidas. I had the Samba, the Gazelle, the Superstar. I got them at Foot Locker. I get them at Foot Locker. You do? Yeah. Foot Locker has all those shoes and a whole bunch of new stuff, too. Yeah.
Your all-time favorite shoes and the ones that are about to be are now at your all-time favorite store, Adidas. Now at Foot Locker, where it all begins.
Cool.
Your Tri-State Quality Ford dealers take on the competition with Ford Escort.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
You can choose between 4 different Escort models and pay just one price. Pick Escort 3-door, 4-door, 5-door, or wagon, all fully loaded. All just $11,095.
The best-selling small car in America, Ford Escort!
See your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer and see for yourself.
And now
Beautiful day here in San Diego. The Mets hoping to make it prettier with a win here to make it 3 out of 4 over the Padres. Pete Smith on the mound. He's 4-7, but a ballooning ERA of 5.43.
And this Padre lineup is brought to you by your new Dodge dealer. Leading off, Bip Roberts. He's at second base. Batting second, the third baseman, Luis Lopez. Batting third, Tony Gwynn in right field, the best hitter in the game. Batting fourth, Derek Bell, the center fielder. Batting fifth, Bill Flantier in left field. Batting sixth at first base, Eddie Williams. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Ricky Gutierrez. And Asmuth, the catcher, Brad Asmuth, batting eighth, with the pitcher, Andy Bennis, batting ninth.
Bip Roberts, the first batter, fouls it off. Bip with 3 hits in last night's game, batting .326, and he had a 23-game hitting streak earlier in the year, the longest in the National League since Jerome Walton of the Cubs hit in 30 straight back in 1989.
And in this rookie year, Santiago, the catcher, had 34 consecutive games with at least one base hit. That is the Padre record.
0-2 to Roberts. Tap towards short. Does Caino have to hurry? He does, and gets his man. 1 out. The defense for the Mets: Jim Lindemann in left, Ryan Thompson in center, and Joe Orsulak in right. Bobby Bonilla at third, Vizcaíno at shortstop, Jeff Kent at second, Rico Bronya at first base, and Todd Hundley behind the plate. Luis Lopez, the third baseman, is the batter. Lopez penciled in batting seventh initially. Taking all the way, takes a strike. Scott Livingstone was scheduled to play third base. Lopez penciled in at short, and Livingstone came down with a stomach virus. Lopez moved to third. Nice play, Thompson. Ryan Thompson, a diving catch, 2 outs.
And this ball really sailed on him, and at the last minute he had to make the dive to get to that ball as it took off toward left field, sailing away from it. Good play by Thompson, who does an outstanding job in center field. See that ball just taking off away. It was a knuckleball hit out there.
Let's see, who's the hitter now? T. Gwynn. Gwynn. Rings a bell, doesn't it? Curveball is outside, ball 1.
Boy, he is some hitter.
393. His power numbers are up. 9 home runs, the second most that he's had in his career. He had 14 back in '87. He's not a home run hitter, but sprays liners all over the place. 1-1 to Tony Gwynn. There's the liner. Great play, Bonilla. And a nice pick by Bronya. That's about the only way you get Gwynn out nowadays, on a rocket. Padres go in order. Mets coming up after this from Budweiser.
Okay, I'll take early memories for 500.
Hot dog day.
Recess on the monkey bar.
Teacher's pet. Miss Galaxy.
Baseball cards. 5 and dimes. Slingshots. Pez. Incredible edibles. X-ray specs.
Those sea monkeys with the crown.
Yeah, those were blind shrimp. Hey, chemistry sets. Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Easy Bake Ovens.
Beechwood aged Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
Storm we had last night.
At times like this, it's reassuring to know that MetLife has the resources to pay every single customer claim, no matter how many come in at one time.
Get Met. It pays.
My father started out to be a banker and ended up an innkeeper. I think people fantasize with travel. They envision going to exotic places. If you're going to be an innkeeper, you better make people comfortable and happy. Because we're a global company, we wanted a card that would give broad credit privileges throughout the world. And the American Express corporate card was the best for us to select.
The American Express corporate card is welcomed at lots of places that make you feel at home.
Well, the defense behind the New York Mets' success in the first inning as two great plays were pulled off. That's a catch by Thompson in center field off the bat of Lopez, and then Tony Gwynn backhanded here for another fine play.
And it was by Bobby Bonilla turning in that sparkling defensive play, so 2 in a row for the Mets. Bonilla takes ball 1. Fouls it back, 1-1.
This is a fine play by Bonilla. It's doubly hard because that ball is slicing. It has a lot of spin on it, and he backhands it, comes up with it. Good pick at first on the throw in the dirt by Brogna, the first baseman for the Mets.
1-1 pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike to Bonilla. The only time the Mets got Tony Gwynn out last night was on a rocket to first base. A fine play by Rico Brogna. His last time up. Gwynn 3 for 4 last night with 3 RBIs. 2-2 to Bobby Bonilla. That 1 home run against Andy Bennis, the only home run that anybody in the lineup has hit against Bennis. Slider is high, full count to Bonilla. Jeff Kent, the on-deck batter. Bonilla down on strike. Thing about Bennis, he throws hard, but his pitches are so heavy. They're tough to lift. Even though he's given up 11 home runs, which is astounding with that type of stuff.
This is the strikeout list in the National League. Bennis on top of it with 123 coming into this game. He's had 2 already, and that does include the day, so he's at 123. 2 of them today, Vizcaino and Bonilla.
Outside corner to Kent. Boy, the Padre pitchers have been making some tough pitches on Jeff Kent. Jeff was 1 for 5, make that 1 for 4 last night, but he struck out 3 times against Ashby. 0-2 to Jeff.
One of the things that you have to pay for when you get off to a good start and become known as a pretty good hitter is that the pitchers start pitching you a little bit tougher, and that's what's happened to Kent since that great start in April.
Doubtful they'll come in unless they come in bad to Jeff. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kent. Wicked slider. 3rd strikeout for Bennis. 5 in a row, retired by Andy. And Rico Brogna coming up. Nobody's going to hit that pitch.
It's a slider right here, and it really moves, and it's a hard slider, which makes it even tougher to hit. It's not a slurve. This is a real slider by the #1 draft choice in the nation by the Padres.
Back in 1988 out of Evansville, Indiana. 0-1 to Rico Brogna, who has had at least 1 home run his last 3 games. That ball went through him, 1-1. Went between the belt buckle and the uniform.
That's when you really have to suck it in, boy.
Ball hit well to center, but Derek fell back. And Andy Bennis has retired 6 Mets in a row. No score after 1.5. We'll be back after this from the Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Don't you have anything to fit me?
No offense, Mr. Jones, but you are a little on the small side.
I need more choices.
Harry, give me those genuine Yellow Pages. Look, choices. Italian, Greek, Chinese. You want more?
Those are restaurants.
That's right. You put some meat on those bones and come back and see us.
9 out of 10 use it.
Mexican, barbecue.
The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
How about a smorgasbord?
For moments when there's no time to waste, Cellular One and Nobody Beats the Whiz put you in touch automatically in over 300 cities across North America.
Hello.
Boomer! It's 3rd and 17, Joe. I need some help.
Where's the ball? 76 dig, X corner.
Cellular One and Nobody Beats the Whiz. Cellular service.
Hello.
You need to use a pitching wedge
That's simply the best.
Well, the guy that owns the station across the street is, well, he's sort of a show-off. Real proud of this sporty new car he just bought. Only thing is, he wants to use the highest octane he can find, and unfortunately for him, that means Sunoco Ultra 94. It's the highest octane of any major brand. Hey, I keep catching him looking over here. Well, he's still got his pride, but I've got his gasoline.
On Premier Story, meet me, Jane Seymour, as Dr. Quinn, medicine woman.
Monday at 11:30 on Channel 9.
No score, bottom of the second inning. No base runners, bottom of the second inning. And about 120 miles north of here, history of sorts is being made. Fernando Valenzuela starting for the Philadelphia Phillies against Oral Hershiser. Two former teammates, two former Cy Young Award winners. For a long time with the Dodgers in the 80s. Mets go from San Diego to San Francisco for 3 games against the Giants, and then they go to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers 4 games before the All-Star break. That will begin 1 week from tomorrow, and the All-Star game in Pittsburgh a week from Tuesday night. Derek Bell takes ball 1. And there's a strike on the corner. 1-1 to Derek Bell. Grounder towards short. Vizcaíno backing up on that tough hop. Throws out Bell. 1 out here in the second, and Phil Plantier coming up.
Interesting thing about the All-Star game, the National League's leading batter will not be in the starting lineup, and the man who is just taking this league apart, Jeff Bagwell, will also not be in the starting lineup.
That starting lineup, by the way, will be announced, or at least the starting team, not the lineup, but it'll be announced this afternoon. And before our telecast ends, we'll try to have the All-Star teams for both the American League and the National League for you.
The starting
Phil Plantier takes strike 1.
The starting players are the players that in each position have the highest total of votes, and Tony Gwynn doesn't have that, and neither does Jeff Bagwell.
2 balls and a strike now to Phil Plantier. He leads the Padres in home runs with 16. He had 34 last year, and oddly, he had only 111 hits last year, but 100 RBIs, so he made them count. One of your favorite songs over the last 30 years, Ralph, Lollipop, Lollipop. You remember that? I forgot who sang it, but with Phil Plantier, it's Uppercut, Uppercut.
10 of his 16 home runs have been solo home runs, and that ranks right up there with Blueberry Hill.
Damon Berryhill, by the way, now with the Boston Red Sox. Had a lot of fun with that, and a lot of controversy several years ago. Even Mike Lupica got in the swim of things. Even on the low pitch, you can see how that uppercut swing of Phil Plantier, it's really amazing how he hits for any average at all. He's batting only .236. You're not going to hit for a high average with that type of swing.
Also going to strike out a lot, and he struck out 65 times.
And there was the high fastball to get Plantier. Now, if you hit that pitch, you're going to pop it up. 2 outs.
Now, the plane of the bat has to be somewhat near level, and you can see the tremendous uppercut that he puts on that swing. It looks like about 45 degrees right there. It should be around 6 degrees to get on the plane of the ball coming in.
Eddie Williams, the first baseman, is the batter. No score here in the second. The fastball is high to Eddie. Deep to left field, and this ball is gone. Was it ever crushed? My goodness. 1-0 Padres.
That hardly seems fair, as Eddie Williams was signed by the New York Mets as their #1 draft choice out of high school, and they gave him $100,000 to sign that contract, and here he takes advantage of the Mets pitchers. So tough break out there.
Young fan in the stands dropped the ball. I'm surprised there were any fans where Williams hit that one. Instead of Eddie Williams, that looked like a Ted Williams blast.
They went to the same high school here in San Diego, Hoover High School. Two Williams boys coming out of that high school. Herbert Hoover High School in San Diego. Ted Williams and Eddie Williams. Different times, of course.
Woo. Fourth home run of the year as a Padre. He had 20 home runs in Las Vegas, the AAA affiliate of the Padres, in only 219 at-bats as Gutierrez goes down on strikes. But Eddie Williams' home run puts the Padres up 1-0 San Diego after 2. We're back after this from Budweiser.
Margaret, it's me. So, give me a call when you get in, okay? Pick up. Shahoon, pick up. Margaret, I'm getting tired of this. Where are you? Just call me. Call me. Call me. Call me. I gotta hear your voice.
The Suzuki Sidekick four-wheel drive convertible or four-door sport utility. Once you drive it, you probably won't be around much either.
Where the heck are you, Margaret?
What makes the Sharp View Cam so unique? It's the camcorder that's always moving. It's being part of the action. It's the view screen that lets you enjoy it all. It's a shot you can't get with just any camcorder. It's the way to play the moment back instantly with all the color and sound. The Sharp View Cam is the new movement in camcorders.
Get ready for a summer of more chills, more thrills, more excitement, more suspense. Get ready for summer sports from the New York Lottery. 6 new games, 6 ways to win up to $5,000 instantly. Summer sports, they're the hottest tickets in town.
Jim Lindemann leads it off for the Mets here in the top of the 3rd inning, a 1-0 Padre lead. Lindemann batting .291 and overall has done a fine job in his 20 starts, 17 in the outfield. 1 ball, no strikes to Jim Lindemann.
Got a career-high 7-game hitting streak going right now.
Tried to hold up on the slider, but he went too far. 1-1 to Jim Lindemann. Two balls and a strike. Players refer to the ball that Eddie Williams hit as dialing 8. Those of you who stayed in hotels know that that's long distance access. I think 1-1 would be appropriate there. That's international long distance access. Did he ever smoke that ball? 2-2 to Lindemann.
Yeah, if this ballpark faced the other way, it might have gone to Mexico.
Tijuana, about 20 miles from San Diego. Still 2-2 to Lindemann.
Andy Bennis pitched a 1-hitter against the Mets last year, about a year ago. It was on July 7th. Kent got the only hit, an infield hit.
Grounded foul. Bennis is 6-3 lifetime against the Mets with an excellent earned run average of 2.224 or 2.24. I had 4 numbers in there. What's going on?
Oh, it's long distance.
Slider on the outside corner, 4th strikeout for Bennis.
Well, this is a rocket. Pete Smith's fastball, and Eddie Williams puts the Padres on the scoreboard, and this ball goes right into the high part of the outfield stands. A long home run. So the kid brings it down. Oops, he blew it.
Ryan Thompson, the batter. Then Trevor Hoffman, who is the fine short reliever of the Padres, retrieved the ball and threw it back to him. Thompson grounds it foul, 1-1 to Ryan. Speaking of home runs, Tom McCraw told me last night that Thompson's problem the last month has been he's putting home runs ahead of hitting form. And what that means usually is a hitter, there's Mac, fine hitting coach of the Mets. What that means is that a hitter is trying to pull the front shoulder out of there and thinking home runs instead of form. All Thompson has to do is make contact, because we have seen the way the ball jumps off his bat. 1-2 to Ryan Thompson. Make that 2-2.
Thompson has struck out 68 times, and he's wearing an elbow pad right now. Of course, he's been hit by a lot of pitches.
5 strikeouts now for Andy Bennis.
And this is just nothing but a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and Thompson behind it doesn't make contact, and he goes down on strikes. Thompson now with 69 strikeouts.
Jeff Kent with 67. Both Kent and Thompson having a difficult time putting the ball in play this year. 0-1 now to Pete Smith, the pitcher. 1-0 Padres here in the third. 1-1.
You can add Bobby Bonilla to that list. He has struck out 69 times also. And the Mets lead the National League in striking out. They came into this game with 562 strikeouts as a team.
So you're talking about your 3 big guns, and they're your 3 big RBI men with the Mets, but they suffer in that they don't make contact all the time. 2-2 to Pete Smith. Moral victory for Pete to stay alive, still 2-2. The way Bennis is throwing, Pete batting 156 on the year. He does have a double. That's his only extra base hit, but this guy today is throwing awfully hard. Ball 3, full count to Pete Smith. Ball 4. How about that? First base runner becomes a walk to the pitcher, Pete Smith.
Well, you can say there goes the perfect game right there.
Take a look at our Macy's National League scoreboard. Expos trying to keep pace with the Braves. They're only a game and a half back in the National League East. Rockies playing good ball. And the Valenzuela and Hershiser matchup. Vizcaíno takes a strike. Jose a strikeout victim in the first. 1-0 Padres. We're in the third. Outside corner. Vizcaíno thought it was outside. It may have been. But a count of no balls and 2 strikes to Jose Vizcaíno.
Home plate umpire Jerry Davis.
That's outside.
And it moves away from the plate, but Bennis.
Slider is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jose. Pete Smith on at first. 2 outs here in the third. Inside corner, got it. 6 strikeouts now for Andy Bennis. It's 1-0 Padres, middle of the third. We'll be back after this from Macy's. Fans, add to your Mets memorabilia collection on Conn's Hot Dogs 1969 Yearbook Night. All fans attending the 8:05 game on Saturday, July 16th will receive a reprint of the yearbook, plus 200 lucky fans will win a copy signed by members of the 1969 Miracle Mets. For all ticket information or to charge seats by phone, call 718-507-TIXX during business hours. And don't forget to ask about the new theme park for kids and their families, Nickelodeon Extreme Baseball at Shea.
Say, fans, come out to Shea on Saturday, July 23rd and receive pin number 3 of the Chemical Bank 1969 Collectible Pin Series. The third pin celebrates the Miracle Mets victory over the Atlanta Braves in the first ever division playoffs. And for all ticket information or to charge seats by phone, call 718-507-TIXX during business hours. A per ticket service charge applies. And don't forget to ask about the new theme park now open, Nickelodeon Extreme Baseball at Shea.
Fans having a good time in the stands today. And not only the fans, but the broadcasters are in the stands today. Jerry Coleman, the ex-Yankee great, who had that key hit on the last day of the 1949 season with the bases loaded, a little flare to right field, and I believe it was in the bottom of the 8th inning, illustrated so well and chronicled so well in David Halberstam's terrific book, The Summer of '49.
Coleman, a flyer in World War II, also flew in the Korean War and missing quite a bit of action.
What's going on there?
Nice scouts out there.
And a lamp. What, you know, I guess this is supposed to be a living room setting of some kind. That's odd. Brad Osmus lifts it to right field, and Thompson and Orsulak miscommunicate, and the ball drops in between them. Orsulak looked like he had it initially, then he looked at Thompson, and now he looks at the sun, and it makes you think that the sun had something to do with this.
He looks for Thompson right now as he feels he can't get to it. Thompson unable to get there either. And it will go as a 2-base hit. Osmus with his first hit in this series. He's now 1 for 8.
10th double of the year for Brad Osmus, and Andy Bennis up there. He'll probably be bunting. 1-0 Padres here in the third inning. Low to Bennis, ball 1. Ball hit like that usually is the right fielder's ball because the ball is tailing back to the right fielder and away from the center fielder. Good bunt by Bennis, and Smith just gets it. 1 out as Osmus moves to third, so a sacrifice by Andy Bennis. I would imagine that will pull the Mets infield in.
This will be the 8th successful sacrifice bunt by Bennis. Pete Smith takes a look at third base. There's no one there, as Benny also was moving in to field the ball. And on the straight defense against the sacrifice, not the revolving play, the Mets get the out at first, and the Padres have a runner at third.
And the infield is in with Bip Roberts, the batter. He grounded to short his first time up. Breaking ball hit to left field. Osmus is tagging. Lindemann makes the catch, and Osmus scores. 2-0 Padres.
Well, Bib Roberts currently on a hot streak, hitting over 400. Drives in the run with a sac fly. His 25th RBI of the season. Lindeman's throw is just not strong enough to get Osmuth at home plate.
Luis Lopez, the third baseman, takes a breaking ball low. It's 2-0 San Diego with single runs in the second and third. 1-1 to Lopez from Sidra, Puerto Rico. Splitter is grounded foul. A ball and 2 strikes now to Lopez. Inside, ball 2-2.
Lopez on May 23rd had his first career home run, and he did it in great style, like it was a grand slam home run.
He's jammed. He grounds to second. Jeff Kent throws him out. Padres score another run and lead it 2-0 after 3. We're back after this from Chemical.
Show your colors with the Mets MasterCard from Chemical Bank. If you have one, use it. If not, call 1-800-233-METS to apply.
Budweiser welcomes you to the Voodoo Lounge. The Rolling Stones Voodoo Lounge Tour, live. Only one band is rock and roll, and only one beer can bring it to you. Budweiser, king of beers.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer is ready to rumble with big savings on 5 of the 10 best-selling cars and trucks in America. Now, you can get a great lease deal on a new Ford Taurus. That's low monthly payments on the best-selling car in America. For great deals, hurry to your Ford dealer today and let's get ready to rumble!
Malone is over his head, and there's no escape on the Untouchables tonight at 9.
Padres scored single runs in the second and third. They lead it 2-0 here in the fourth, and then to call it for you, Gary Thorne.
It'll be Hundley, Orsulak, and Bonilla here in the fourth inning as Andy Benes really rolling along with a walk and 6 strikeouts here, trying to win his 4th consecutive game. A great slider that he's got working for him, and he has used it effectively in this game today. It is his out pitch. Hard and heavy, down and away to the right-handed batters. Todd Hundley popped out his first time up. He's had a couple of hits at 9 at-bats during this series. 5 for 22 lifetime against Andy Benes. No chance on the off-speed breaking ball. He's behind on the count here, 2 strikes. Benes, who's gone 4 and 5 here at home, 1 and 4 on the road. Much better ERA on the road. He's had some run support in the games he's pitched here. Some. Padres have not given great help to their starters this season. Toyota American League scoreboard. Andy Ashby last night with his 4th win, 4 and 6, just amazing. Below 500. He's had a lot of games. He was left with a lead and lost the ball game with a non-decision. There is strikeout number 7 in the game as Todd Hundley's gone. Man.
Todd Hundley complaining to Jerry Davis, and Davis has been very liberal with that outside corner, especially the left-handed batters. That was more of a strike than that sinker to Vizcaíno in the 3rd inning. Todd thought it was outside, but a wide plate today for Jerry Davis. As long as he's consistent for both sides, that's all the players really ask for.
Joe Orsulak kept that discussion going. Doesn't help. Strike in the outside corner or thereabouts. Orsulak walked up to the plate and talked to Davis. Obviously, the bench talking about that strike zone here in this game, and Venice will take advantage of that by doing that. He's going to get the outside call, get in the kitchen once in a while, knock him off the plate a little bit, then go back outside. 1-1, Orsulak to second, bit progress. He's making it look not easy. 2 down here in the 4th inning.
You mentioned Venice's record at home, and that's what he tries to do here at home. He tries to go from the kitchen to the den.
That's right.
And he does it very well, and he's done it very well today. Inside in the kitchen, outside in the family room.
Stay inside the yard. It isn't easy to do sometimes here in this ballpark. 2 down, base is empty. First ball hitting Bonilla down the left field line. Bob had struck out his first time up. Plantier puts it away, and this half inning is over as he retires the side in order. Padres remain on top 2-0. Now this word from Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Catch the rhythm, move your feet to the grown-up playground, right down the street, man. Nobody beats the Wiz. It's just not fair, but that's the way it is. Ain't nobody gonna beat the Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Nobody gonna beat the Wiz.
Looking to get the most out of summer? You can always depend on Toyota. At the low financing you want. For a limited time, get 3.9% financing on every Toyota. Even 3.9 on a new Corolla. Toyota's benchmark of quality for 25 years. Road and Track said it's the smoothest and quietest car in its class. Get factory-to-dealer incentives for a deal you can't miss. Interest rates up, Toyotas are down. 3.9 for a limited time only. The one you want is at your Toyota dealer now.
It's got a new cover, it's got a new name, but on the inside, it's exactly the same. It's the real fine, genuine, more choices, gold mine, yellow pages from Bell Atlantic.
Presenting the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Same book, new name. 9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Real fine, genuine, more choices, gold mine, yellow pages from Bell Atlantic.
Same book, new name.
Padres with a 2-0 lead, 4th of July weekend, and we hope you have a very safe and happy one. Be careful out there. Lots of folks out traveling and doing those things you do in the 4th. The weather's fine where you are like it is here. You'll spend a lot of time outdoors.
Funny thing about baseball and holidays, usually the holidays are time for work as far as baseball players are concerned.
Yep. Used to be the double headers, too.
Yeah.
Everybody played 2. Tony Gwynn. Gwynn in this ball game grounded out in his only at-bat. Tony with all those magnificent offensive numbers here, batting at .392 as he stands in. The only time he's gone 2 games without getting a hit was back in May. Once all season long has he gone longer than 2 without a base hit. Fouls that one off down the left field line, playing with that bad left knee, which is really bothering him. Tries to sit out once in a while, but Jim Riggleman has a hard time getting him out of the lineup because he doesn't want to come out. And, of course, the manager doesn't want to take Tony Gwynn out of the lineup either. Getting on 4 times last night, actually. His on-base percentage is now the best in the league. Leads in hits, leads in average. Breaking ball and a good one. Swung on and missed. Toughest man to strike out in the National League just got whiffed.
Toughest over the last 10 years, as a matter of fact, here.
This game is being brought to you by Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers. Final game of the 4-game set here in San Diego. And the Padres a chance to not only even up this 4-game set, but also the season. The Mets have a 4-3 edge in the series on the year. Side corner by Pete Smith as Derek Bell. As a 9-game hit streak stands in, grounded out his first time up, batting at .293. Padres have been hitting the ball fairly well over the last extended period, 3 weeks plus. But they are 32 and 49. on the season. Smith's 1-1. 101 losses for this team last year. Try and right it and get some people back into the park here. Again, that good breaking ball chased it, and Bell's got a 2-2 count on him.
That was a fastball swing at a breaking ball.
Wasn't even close on that one.
Here it is right here. A 2-1 breaking ball, and Bell looking fastball, swinging anyway. And now he gets the fastball and takes it.
Got him on that one. Set up perfectly by Smith, who has struck out the first two he faces here this inning and now has 3 in the ballgame. 2 down in the 4th.
It's always good to go from breaking ball to fastball. It's a pretty good formula. There's the 2-1 breaking ball, and now the 2-2 fastball freezes Bell. Right down the pipe.
Good move. Smith with no walks and 3 strikeouts now, and a 2-0 lead for the Padres. And Plantier's only had 2 hits off Smith in his career, and both of them have been dingers. He's 2 for 7. Struck out his first time up in this game. Plantier gets one he can lift. Deep right center field. Near the warning track. Ryan Thompson at the wall. Just has enough room to haul it in. A 1-2-3 inning for Smith. And the Padres continue to lead the Mets by a score of 2-0 as we go to the 5th after this word from Doherty Park.
Doherty Park has 2 sides. One with rides, one with slides. Ride and ride on the Doherty side. And flip to the Wildwater Kingdom side. Laugh, splash, scream and play. It's 2 parks you can do in one day.
Doherty Park is great for families, and Wildwater Kingdom is America's largest seasonal water park. 2 parks, 1 place, 1 low price.
Ride and slide side by side. Doherty Park.
Discount coupons on 2-liter Pepsi and Diet Pepsi.
Your Dodge dealer is breaking all-time sales records and doing it with price-shattering deals on every Dodge in stock. Take Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's '94 Truck of the Year. Great selection and a price under $17,600. Or Dodge Caravan, America's best-selling minivan with dual airbags, automatic, and more for only $16,500. Plus immediate delivery, on-the-spot financing, and low down payments. Record sales mean price-smashing Dodge deals. But only at your Dodge dealer now.
Dear car owners, from our low-cost economizers to mufflers guaranteed for as long as you own your car, nobody has a better choice of mufflers to fit your car or budget than Midas.
It's here. Summer sports from the New York Lottery. 6 new games. 6 ways to win up to $5,000 instantly. They're the hottest tickets in town.
That's about only 1 base runner with a walk, trying to get to Andy Bennis in this game.
Occasionally on our telecast, we try to give you comparisons to give you an idea of what we talk about with high ball hitters, low ball hitters. This is the first time up for Phil Plantier. Fastball around the letters, swung on and missed. This is the last time up. That ball lower than New York water pressure.
Perfect for Phil Plantier.
What is that? But perfect for him. That's exactly right.
Out of the strike zone, probably down low. Andy Bennis, ground ball. Played it short by Gutierrez, and Kent is retired. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout victim, and now a ground ball up. One away in the 5th. Bronya and Lindemann coming up for the Mets. Flying out his first time up. This copyrighted telecast authorized under television rights granted by Sterling WWOR Enterprises solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Sterling WWOR Enterprises is prohibited. Any commercial or the use of the program, such as by charging admission for its showing, likewise prohibited. Strike taken by Bronya. 2 hits in 9 at-bats during this particular series, but he's had the long ball. He broke up the shutout last night. He had 2 down in the 9th inning. He has now homered in each of his last 3 games, 1 away from tying the club record of 4 consecutive games where homers were hit. Bobby Bonilla, Dave Kingman, Lee Mazzilli, Ron Swoboda, and Larry Elliott are the ones who have done that for the Mets. Bronya could get one here today. He would join that list. 2-1 delivery by Bennis. Breaking ball, biting down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rico getting the chance to play. The Mets have their people on the DL ready to come back. All the times are up, actually, and the Mets just haven't made the moves. They've got David Segui, Jeff McKnight, and Kevin McReynolds, who all are eligible to come off the DL, but have not been taken off yet. Because if they do, 3 players will have to be moved. So Dallas Green's just kind of hanging tight along the Joe McIlvaine right now. The All-Star break coming up. 2-2 delivery by Bennis, up high with it. Interesting to see whether the Mets make any moves before the All-Star game or just leave these guys on the DL during this road trip.
I would think Segui's going to come off on Tuesday.
They're all here. Foul back. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I think he definitely will come off. But whether Rico Brogna will be sent down or not is another question. He has hit so well since he's been up here. It could be someone else.
Yeah.
Especially with Orsulak having to play in right field. They need a left-handed bat on the bench.
He thought he had the walk. He didn't. He's the 8th strikeout victim of Andy Bennis in this game. And again, that big strike zone helping out this 26-year-old right-hander who leads the league in strikeouts, and he's going to make sure he does at the end of the day.
I thought that had the corner.
Good pitch. Down low.
Nasty.
He is really on today. Padres leading at 2-zip, 2 down here, and Jim Lindemann inside corner strike. Lindemann a strikeout victim. Orsulak hasn't struck out, and Smith are the only 2 in the lineup. Reverend McCade in this game. And Lindemann's quickly behind on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Andy Bennis 0-1 against the Mets this season, 6-3 lifetime against New York. Lindemann takes the fastball down low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Opposition hitting .239 coming into this game off Bennis, which is the 9th best in the league. 1-2 fisted foul. Padres stay home here. They've got Philadelphia and Montreal coming in for a series. Longest homestand of the year for the Padres. Swung on and missed. Bounces in front of the plate. Lindemann should be able to beat this out. Throw down is into the right field corner. He's on his way to second base. Tony Gwynn went over to get it. It was touched by a fan and stops at second base. Wild throw, so a strikeout and a throwing error on the catcher, Osmus.
Nasty slider in the dirt. Ball bounces away from Osmus. He couldn't find it originally. By the time he tracks it down, he barehands it. He would have been more prudent not to throw that ball, as Lindemann's going to be safe easily. Frank Howard couldn't have caught the ball.
2 Frank Howards couldn't have caught that ball.
No, you're right. The ball was about a story high going down first.
And Ryan Thompson fouls it back. Now let's see if the Mets can take advantage of this opportunity. Runner on at second base. First time they've had anybody there. Smith, who drew a walk in the 3rd inning, was the only base runner prior to this on the strikeout. 9 Ks. Andy Bennis. Ryan Thompson with the RBI chance with 2 down, though, and pitcher on deck. And the fastball misses down low. 13 is the single game high for Andy Bennis. He did that in '91 against Cincinnati. 13 strikeouts, so he's well within reach of that. Right ahead of his fingertips, in fact. Ryan Thompson, the 1-1 delivery to him. Fastball inside corner strike. Ryan Thompson's continued to be among the top 10 as far as strikeouts are concerned, and Bobby Bonilla has equaled him coming into this game. Both of them had struck out 68 times, tied for 5th in the league in Ks. Andy Bennis with a 1-2 count.
That was hittable right there. The Mets have not had a lot of hittable pitches this afternoon off Bennis. Combination of hard and heavy sinkers, nasty sliders, and his control has been picture perfect.
Thompson's got to protect it. 1-2 count. Thompson hitting .290 with runners in scoring position as Lindemann at second base. The 1-2, and he's gone, and that strike zone is that wide. 10 strikeouts for Andy Bennis. as he strikes the side out here. The Mets getting one on the wild pitch, leave him at second base. 2-0 Padres. Now this word from your Tri-State Toyota dealer.
Looking to get the most out of summer? You can always depend on Toyota. At the low financing you want. For a limited time only, get 3.9% financing on every Toyota. Even 3.9 on Camry. Consumers Digest Best Buy. You want quality at a price you can afford. Well, now you've got it. And it makes the best car built in America very affordable. Interest rates up, Toyotas are down. 3.9 for a limited time only. The one you want is at your Toyota dealer now.
The Angels didn't have a prayer.
Oh, they're bad.
Until one young fan.
Dad, when are we going to be a family again?
When the Angels win the pennant. Asked for some heavenly help.
God, maybe you could help them win a little.
And turned them.
Those are real angels?
Except no substitutes. Into a major league miracle.
This is unbelievable.
Disney's Angels in the Outfield.
It could happen.
Rated PG. Starts Wednesday, July 13th.
My finicky daughter used to hide her hot dogs, or she'd give them to her little brother, till I bought her Conn's hot dogs. They're made simply without a lot of garlic and spices. Now there's nothing left for her brother.
Conn's, simply made to taste good.
Out at the game, everyone's eating them. Conn's, the official hot dog served at Shea Stadium, home of the New York Mets. Conn's hot dogs, simply made to taste good.
Can Matt rescue an old flame from a filmmaker's deadly obsession?
Victor's gone crazy. He's after someone.
Next Baywatch.
Monday at 8 on Channel 9.
One of the great stories in baseball right now is Eddie Williams, a former top pick by the New York Mets who didn't make it, now 29 years old, totally out of baseball, went to a beer league here, and scouts saw him playing around the San Diego area and said, hey, I think he can still hit. He's had a home run in this game. Takes the pitch outside for a ball. 13th game that he's been in since being recalled from Las Vegas, where he's hitting .372 after the scouts in San Diego decided to give him a chance. Young, brash kid when he first came up who was pretty arrogant. Thought because he was drafted early, he owned the world. Found out the world didn't know him anything, and now he's ready to play. 3 kids. Make a big difference in that regard. Talking with him yesterday, couldn't ask for a nicer guy. Articulate, settle down, and knows he's been given a chance. Rarely comes around again. And man, is he ever taking advantage of it. Earned himself a spot on the San Diego team.
You wonder where that ball he hit his last time up would have been in the beer league. They don't have fences in the beer league. That thing might have been, like across the canyon and stuff like that. Maybe you hide outfielders where you can't see them behind clumps of sagebrush and stuff like that. They'd have been tracking that ball down forever.
They've been down to the nearest corner store on that one. Bringing another case back. 3 balls and 2 strikes on him. Eddie Williams signed the minor league contract this past winter with the San Diego Padres. Pete Smith with a 3-2. And that is the first walk that he has given up. Well, the leadoff man is on here in the 5th inning, with the Padres leading this by a score of 2-0.
Shortstop, number 7.
Day in, day out at home or on the road, you can always count on the great taste of Bud Light. It won't fill you up and never let you down.
You did that on purpose, didn't you? We're talking about beer league, and you read the Bud Light promo.
So make it a Bud Light.
Only appropriate.
You couldn't plan those things if you tried. And we don't.
And we don't. That's right.
Take our word on that. We don't.
When things like that happen, we just kind of look at one another.
That's right. Say, hey, aren't we lucky? Williams on at first. Gutierrez up, who struck out his first time up against the Mets this season. He's 3 for 17, batting at .254 on the year. He's checking down at third. See whether or not Williams might be running or whether he's expected to bunt here in this situation. 2-0 lead in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Williams at first, no stolen bases, hasn't tried. Not particularly fast, but a pretty good base runner.
I think a hit and run will be on, if anything, here. You don't normally sacrifice with the bottom part of the order. You have your pitcher up, pitcher's in the hole, even though Osmus, a pretty good hitter, batting next.
See how Jim Riggleman will play this. Runner goes, hit and run on. Perfect! Absolutely perfect. Vizcaino had moved over to cover second base. And the ball was shot right behind him by Gutierrez. Even though you might expect the second baseman to be covering with the right-handed batter up there.
Well, Gutierrez is not a hitter that pulls a lot of balls. He's a straightaway hitter, and that's why Vizcaíno was covering there. But had Kent been covering, it's a double play.
Yep. Right where he left, which is just the way the hit and run's supposed to work. Perfect. This piece of hitting by Gutierrez. Guess he may be a lot like us. He may never have planned that, but just trying to hit the ball.
That's right. I mean, you know, it looks great and everything, but what a hitter tries to do is just to hit the ball hard on the ground somewhere.
Now Asmus has got the RBI opportunity, and the breaking ball up high. The Mets play in at first and third with nobody out, figuring there may be a bunt on here as Bobby Bonilla side saddle and is talking to Smith right now on how he wants to play this.
I'll tell you, he's not bunting. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to figure that out. You got the pitcher on deck. He's not bunting.
I was going to say he's a pretty good hitter, but he's not that good. Breaking ball looped to center field. That's going to be a base hit. Eddie Williams makes the turn and being held up, and the bases are loaded. So the single by Asmus has loaded the bases. Williams had to wait to see on that a little bit, and the ball wasn't hit deep. But Thompson would have had to play at the plate if he tried, and he didn't. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Gary, you and I were talking before the game yesterday, and we were talking about how extraordinarily difficult this game is to play. But it's not. If you apply yourself, it is not extraordinarily difficult to think. Now here, the catcher is the 8th place hitter, runners on at first and second, and the Mets have Bonilla and Bronya at the corners pinched in, looking apparently for the bunt. Now Asmus got a base hit. It didn't matter exact, but it could have mattered, and that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, I was amazed. They'll play in at the corners again now to try and get the force at the plate. Deep at short and second for the double play. Bennis, who had to sacrifice his first time up, takes the breaking ball. And it misses down low, ball one. A 2-0 lead for the Padres. 4 hits in the game now. They picked up Pete Smith. But a real dangerous situation for the New York Mets. 3 on and nobody out. Smith delivers the fastball. It misses outside, and he falls behind on the opposing pitcher now. 2 balls and no strikes. Andy Bennis this season, he has had 5 hits, all singles, 3 RBIs for him, 37 times to the plate. The 2-0 delivery. He's taking all the way. Strike in the inside corner. 2-1. Eddie Williams reached on a walk. Gutierrez had the single. Asmus the single. They are on. And Bennis trying to increase the 2-0 Padre lead and help himself out. Shallow in the outfield and played to right. If he ever pulls one down the line, he'll walk around the third. 2-1. Chases one. Climbs the ladder. 2-2. Good warm-up action going. Mason in the bullpen just starting to throw. Two from the stretch.
Bad pitch. Bad pitch selection on a 2-2 count to a pitcher. You have to call for the pitch that the pitcher's going to get over the most, and it's not Pete Smith's breaking ball. It's his fastball. Now the count's full.
No room. They're trying to get him to chase one rather than coming at him to try and get him.
0-2, 1-2, that's the pitch, not 2-2.
3-2. That's down the line, right where they weren't playing him. Williams scores. Gutierrez will score. Asmus will score. He's slower than I thought. He takes a double. A bases-loaded double by the opposing pitcher, Andy Bennis. A 5-0 Padre lead.
This is an inning that the Mets have played at loose ends. The 3-2 pitch wasn't the pitch that Bennis got the hit on. He got the hit on the 2-2 pitch. Because once you miss with 2-2, then your pitch becomes predictable. The fastball right down the pipe. It's batting practice. There's the defensive alignment that Gary was talking about. Lindemann shading into left center. Thompson to right center, and Orslack near the line, but now a predictable pitch to a big, strong guy, and he hammers it down the line for a double, clearing the bases.
And that will do it for Pete Smith, as that bases loaded double by the opposing pitcher, set up by a leadoff walk, results in a 5-0 lead for the Padres. This call to the bullpen brought to you by 9X, and we'll be back after these messages.
No, you can't leave.
I'm calling a cab. Bye.
A message. Who called while I was on the phone?
Hi, Diana. It's Liz Poole. We want you for the art exhibit.
Yeah.
Tom?
Diana.
I got the show.
I knew this was going to happen.
I got a message while I was on the phone with you.
Get call answering and get messages even when you're on the phone. Call 1-800-MESSAGE.
I'm glad you're staying.
Your Dodge dealer is breaking all-time sales records and doing it with price-shattering deals on every Dodge in stock. Take Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's '94 Truck of the Year. Great selection and a price under $17,600. Or Dodge Caravan, America's best-selling minivan with dual airbags, automatic, and more for only $16,500. Plus immediate delivery, on-the-spot financing, and low down payments. Record sales mean price-smashing Dodge deals. But only at your Dodge dealer now.
My father started out to be a banker and ended up an innkeeper. I think people fantasize with travel. They envision going to exotic places. If you're going to be an innkeeper, you better make people comfortable and happy. Because we're a global company, we wanted a card that would give broad credit privileges throughout the world. And the American Express corporate card was the best for us to select.
The American Express corporate card is welcomed at lots of places that make you feel at home.
Roger Mason against Bip Roberts, runner at second base, and he goes after the first pitch, base hit to right. Orsalak up with it. Bennis will stop at third base, first and third, and there is still nobody out. There are the numbers for Roger Mason, who comes on here for Pete Smith, who was at his shortest outing of the season, 4+. Charged with 5 hits and so far 5 runs. He's responsible for the base runner, of course. Bennis on at third. Bip Roberts on at first, 2 on, still nobody out. And Luis Lopez, starting at shortstop, stands in. Padres 5 runs, 6 hits. Andy Bennis equaled his season output as far as RBIs are concerned with 1 hit. He had 3, now he's got 6. Unloaded with the bases loaded. Now the infield is drawn in by the Mets. They'll go at the plate here on a ground ball. Runner does not go from first.
Well, if you're the runner at first base, the way to thwart, the thing about baseball is for every defensive play, there's an offensive play designed to go against it. And the play designed to go against the infield being in, especially with Robert's speed, is to steal second, because you can see the angle the second baseman has to take if he's covering. Lou Brock taught me that with the Cardinals, and he was dead on.
15 stolen bases for Roberts, who was leaning towards second. He's been caught 4 times this season.
As we spoke, Gary, Jeff Kent moved from right in the baseline back about 3 steps to cut down his angle and to give himself a better angle to cover in case Roberts tries to steal.
Roberts edging off. Mason backs off. Also gives him a chance, Timmy, to see the runner. When he's moving so far, the runner's out of his peripheral vision.
That's exactly right.
Backs up a couple of steps, you can see him. 1-0 count here, still nobody out, 5-0. Bip Roberts running, pitch out called. Roberts goes back to first. Vizcaino moved over to cover the bag. Bip Roberts got about, almost halfway down there, put the brakes on, went back to first base.
Probably saw the pitch out. Sometimes catchers move too quickly. Here's Roberts peering in. It takes very, very quick reactions for our base runner to do this, but if he's going to steal, he's got quick reactions anyway. See Hundley getting out quickly. Roberts saw it.
This time he goes, and he's safe. His 16th stolen base of the season. Biff Roberts running. And the count is now 3-0 on Luis Lopez, who's standing around the plate while all this is going on around him here.
That's a side effect to speed. Not only does he steal the base, but in the process, the count's 3 balls and no strikes to Lopez.
Infield stays in real tight now, and Mason gets the strike. Andy Bennis on at third base. Roberts with a stolen base after picking up the single is on at second. 2 in scoring position for Luis Lopez. Mason with a 3-1. Full count.
Another thing about that pitch out with Todd Hundley, you notice that he looked at Andy Bennis at third base. You don't look at the pitcher at third. He's not going anywhere. The way you play it is you play it as though Biff Roberts were the only base runner on at first base. And you got to think about these things before they happen.
Grounded, runner coming. Kent's going to make the play at the plate on Bennis, and he is out at the plate. He got in, but not in time, as Hundley came around with a tag. So Kent gets the force on Bennis at the plate for the first out of the inning. Fielder's choice for Lopez on at first.
Nice play by Jeff Kent. A nice throw.
Right fielder, number 19, Tony
like
Gwynn.
a high fastball, and reaching up is Kent, making a nice throw, and a quick tag by Hundley, but Bennis could have been safe.
He had some room to get around.
Yeah, he did.
Around the tag.
It's always a tough play for a catcher. On a close play at home, when the play's to the right side of the infield, you don't know where the runner is. That's why you have to give him a little piece of the plate for which to slide.
Now, Tony Gwynn, first and third, 1 out, bounced, nobody moves. Hundley kept it in front of him.
This innings had more strategy than a CIA meeting.
The whole season.
Yeah.
Right here. The number 1 hitter who has struck out and grounded out in this game. Tony Gwynn, the best in the majors, average-wise. And Tony Gwynn has always been one of the great clutch hitters of the game. He's 307 this season with runners in scoring position. First and third here. 1 out. That's back, played for 2. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball inside. They check the third. No. On the third base umpire says he didn't go around. A 2-ball count on him. You see the numbers he has career-wise against Mason. 2 home runs. Roger Mason. Tony Gwynn running .444 against the Mets this year. Down to first, scooped up by Bronya. There's 1 on Vizcaino. That's all they'll get in a run scores. Roberts crosses the plate.
I think Rico's got to come home with that ball. On a tough play like that, you've got the 6th run ready to score, and you really can't take a chance. And had he been in a good throwing position, then you go to second base. But once he's on one knee, I think you have to come home. Gwynn hits this ball very hard. Rico makes a fine play, but see his throwing position? He had already committed himself to second base. Fine pickup by Vizcaino, but a run scores.
Now Derek Bell. There are 2 down. 4 runs in here in the 5th inning. Biff Roberts coming across on the last play. Derek Bell is struck out and grounded out. Tony Gwynn on at first base. And a 6-0 Padre lead. Mason's delivery misses inside for a ball. Credit Tony Gwynn with the RBI. That'll be his 47th of the season. Gwynn, who's on pace right now to have more home runs, do more RBIs than he's had in his great career in 1 year. 2-0 delivery by Mason. Breaking ball outside. Good play by Hundley. What a scoop that. First baseman stop. Mason charged with that last run in. So it'll be 5 up on the board for Pete Smith. 5 runs, 5 hits, a walk, 3 strikeouts, and 4+ innings. The line on Smith in this game. Inning all started by a walk. Eddie Williams. Often that happens. Big innings are up. 3-0 count here. and he's taking all the way, and he wants it. So Mason walks Bell, and the Padres have hit around with Plantier coming up. Will be the 9th man up this inning. Tony Gwynn goes down to second base. 2 away, 2 on for Plantier.
Left fielder, Bill Plantier.
This ballpark gave up 166 home runs last year, 3rd most among the ballparks in the league, and Plantier had 16 home runs here at home. He yanked the ball, 327 down the line, 370 in the power alleys. If he can get one down low and get it up in the air, he's got a pretty good chance. 0-1. Right under that one, a towering foul ball. End up in the seats. Look out below. Those pop-ups.
That's almost a redundancy when you say that Phil Plantier got under that one.
Yes.
You can almost put the record on and leave the booth. He gets under everything.
Every pitch. No greater uppercut, I don't think, in baseball today.
No.
He's not even thinking about level swing. Not even an idea. 0-2 count, Mason. Down on the count, up on the count, no count. Uppercut. Home run ballpark. There you see the dimensions. 327 down each line, 370 symmetrical. Center field's a different story. 405, the metal ones up there. But anywhere else, got a real shot at putting one out. Hundley goes out to talk with Mason about what they want to throw here with an 0-2 count. Win on its second, remember, in case of a base hit. Is very slow. Lefty is virtually limps around the bases. Mason gets the new baseball here with the 0-2 count. 6-0 lead for the Padres. 4 in here in the 5th inning. Took it, and it was down low. Ball and 2 strikes.
It's almost as though Plantier is sitting on an invisible stool when he finally comes to rest. Check the rear end on Plantier.
Well, hitting off your heels, huh? 1-2. They do commercials for Fister. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, make a catch right here. Come on.
Win off second, Bell off first. 2-2. Fly ball, center field, playable. Drifting over towards right. Ryan Thompson puts it away, but they bat around in a very big inning as they pick up 4 runs. And now the San Diego Padres at the end of 5 have a 6-0 lead on the Mets. Now this word from MetLife.
Sally Brown on the uneven bars.
No matter how well you plan, no matter how hard you try, there's always the possibility that something can go wrong. That's why nobody should be without the protection of a big, strong insurance company. MetLife. Get Met. It pays.
The house is this room, brick and mortar. A home is what will take place in this room when we're all finished. What takes place inside of a house really makes it a home, and what takes place inside of one of our stores makes it a special place for the customers. What we are about is service. We're in the yes business. Yes, we accept American Express. The last thing that Home Depot is into is putting limits on customers.
The American Express card is welcomed at the Home Depot and lots of other places close to home.
Your Dodge dealer is breaking all-time sales records and doing it with price-shattering deals on every Dodge in stock. Take Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's '94 Truck of the Year. Great selection and a price under $17,600. Or Dodge Caravan, America's best-selling minivan with dual airbags, automatic, and more for only $16,500. Plus immediate delivery, on-the-spot financing, and low down payments. Record sales mean price-smashing Dodge deals. But only at your Dodge dealer now.
Category.
Music.
Deep Purple, man. Classic.
Foreigner. Huh?
Yeah, man.
First album.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Ah, Meatloaf. Wonder what his friends call him. Me?
Mr. Loaf. How about My Sharon?
Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Supertramp.
Crisp, clean, classic.
Frampton comes alive. Moment of silence, please. Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, all right.
John Cangelosi is the pinch hitter as Mason works an inning, giving up a run on a hit and a walk. Mets will have their third pitcher coming on. Mets need base runners and try and find some way to get to Andy Bennett, who has not surrendered anything but 2 base runners, one via the walk and one on a strikeout and a wild pitch. Cangelosi's 5 for 18 as a pinch hitter. And he fights that one off. A ball and 2 strikes on him. Dennis has now walked 1, struck out 10, and dominating this game.
John Cangelosi taking a strike. John, more than any other Met in a situation like this, will take a strike. Used to be that you always take a strike when you're trailing by 6. I mean, a pitcher has just run the bases. You see the smudge on his right thigh, thrown out at home. Give him a chance to get wild.
We've got a guy in this game, the epitome of that, Tony Gwynn. Does he ever swing at the first pitch?
Rarely.
2-2 towards third. Oops. Lopez has got it. Almost overjumped the ball. Went up in the air and probably didn't have to. He's taller than he thinks. 1 away. Angelosi retired, the pinch hitter.
Shortstop, Jose Vizcaíno.
Top of the order. Jose Vizcaíno has had no luck today as he has struck out twice against Venice. Vizcaíno's done pretty well against him in his career. 7 hits and 19 at-bats. He's struggling at the plate right now. He hasn't had a hit in this series. He's 0 for 10. And the breaking ball off speed misses up high, ball 1. 6 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Padres, and zeros on the board for the Mets. 2 balls and no strikes. Right-handers, left-handers against Venice, exactly the same coming into this game. 239. 7 home runs to righties and 4 by lefties off Andy Venice. That time he gets the outside corner. 2-1. Vizcaíno's taking here as well after he got ahead on the count. Doesn't walk many. 34 walks this season by Venice. Left center field. Plantier, the left fielder. 2 down.
If a Mets pitcher is pitching a no-hitter, and we mentioned it in the middle innings, we get letters from fans. I wonder if we would get letters if the opposition's pitcher is pitching a no-hitter and we don't mention it. I guess we would get letters, right? Wouldn't that stand to reason?
He's pitching a no-hitter.
Yeah, he's pitching a no-hitter. No hits for the Mets here in the 6th.
None. He's pitching a no-hitter.
A no-no.
A no-no. Not one single scratch hit. And that'll end up in the seats. We're just saving a tree. Strike 1 count on Todd Hunter. Huntley's hit safely in 8 of the last 9, going 12 for 32 coming into this game. 0 for 2 in this one, though, has popped out and been called out on strikes. 0-1 the count. They play him to pull the ball. Fastball right there, strike 2. Boy, we've seen 2 pitchers in 2 games here. It's hard to believe their records. Andy Bennett 5 and 9. Gee. Fastball.
Andy Ashby 3 and 6. Combined 8 and 15 with the 2 guys the Mets have seen the last 24 innings.
You'd take him on your team in a second to pitch. Swung on and missed. 11 strikeouts in the game for Andy Bennett. He retires the side in order here in the 6th, protecting that Padres 6-0 lead. Now this word from the Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Shopping.
9 out of 10 use it. All aboard the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Catch the rhythm, move your feet to the grown-up playground, right down the street.
red hot summer and an ice cold Coke. What could be better? An ice cold Coke. And 1,000 GT mountain bikes. And 100 Kawasaki jet ski watercraft. And 200 Ford Mustang convertibles.
Drive a specially marked Coca-Cola product and look under the red cap. You could win your share of over $350 million worth of great stuff. Play Coca-Cola Red Hot Summer.
What could be better, dude?
Dear car owners, we do over 2 million brake jobs a year. We offer same-day brake service and guaranteed brake shoes and pads. So remember, Midas doesn't just mean mufflers.
Padres up. The Mets have their third pitcher of the day on the line.
Mauro Gazzo, his 14th appearance of the year. He was also on a game on Wednesday night. I wasn't here for that game. We didn't do an OR game, Gary, but that was funny, the story you were telling me about Dallas.
Yeah, he tried to pull his pitcher and couldn't get out there. Gazzo goes to work here on Williams. He had gotten behind on the hitter, Gazzo had, with guys on base, and Pavlik had come out, the pitching coach, to talk to him, Greg Pavlik, and then went back in. You can only visit a pitcher once per batter. And so Dallas Green came out to try and go get him. Oh, got him. He got him. Gazzo hits Eddie Williams, so he started the last inning out with a walk. This time he's a hit batter. Dallas tried to go up to get him, got to the third baseline. Home plate umpire said, whoa, you can't go. You've got to go back in the dugout because you've already been out here once during this batter. So Dallas turned around and went back. As Timmy said, he made his point. As Mauro Gazzo got the guy out and into the inning. Dallas said, I wanted to get him so bad because he was falling behind on the hitter, and I got to the line, they wouldn't let me go any further. So leadoff man on again. Same guy, different inning. Down low, Gutierrez singled and scored in that fifth, and they got 4 runs on 4 hits. Mauro Gazzo did not have a particularly successful outing in that game against these San Diego Padres, game 1 of the series. Worked a couple innings, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. 2-0 count. Williams on at first base. Strike on the inside corner. Gutierrez, of course, wasn't scheduled to start today, with Livingstone supposed to be playing in third. Ralph mentioned earlier we had the stomach virus, kept him out of the games. Gutierrez in at short. Lopez got moved over to third. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Padres do not pick up a lot of walks. They're a team that's pretty free swinging at the plate. Runner goes on 3-1, center field. Ryan Thompson. And Gutierrez is retired, 1 away in the 6th inning, and back goes Eddie Williams to first base. There you go, the Padres, in fact.
Catcher, number 11, Brad Osmus.
They've left more men on base than any other team in the National League. That's why the pitching staff has such good numbers, except for 1 loss records.
Often, but not always, you will find that the team that walks the most hits the best. Combination of pitchers trying to stay out of the sweet part of the plate. Look at Jim Riggleman, the manager of the Padres, and the idea that usually patient hitters are better hitters. And you mentioned Tony Gwynn, and he's the quintessential example of that.
St. Louis and Montreal are up there, leaders in 3 passes picked up this season.
Two guys, Gary, that come to mind to me were ex-Mets and extraordinary hitters as far as working the count in their favor. One was Rusty Staub. The other was Keith Hernandez. With great hitting philosophies, they would go up to the plate hoping to get a predictable pitch. And the way to get a predictable pitch is to get ahead of the hitter. Ball 1, ball 2, the deeper in the hole the pitcher goes, the more predictable the pitch is. And when you can predict what the pitch is, you don't have to predict where it is. Just predict fastball, And you can adjust and hit the ball hard, and that's really all a hitter wants to do.
Boy, they were great at it.
It is remarkable how modern-day hitters, and a lot of young kids coming up from the minor leagues, are first-ball hitters.
Having an idea. You go to the plate. 2-2 to Brad Osmus. He's perfect on the day. 3 for 3. Osmus has had a double, a single. He has scored 2 singles now. He scored 2 runs. Eddie Williams goes down to second base and stops there, and the catcher batting 8th in the order. Osmus, the 7th hit for the Padres, and he's got 3 of them.
High breaking ball from Gazzo. Normally, catchers don't catch those pitches.
So there are 2 on against Mauro Gazzo with 1 away. And Andy Benes, who had the big bases-loaded double, picking up 3 RBIs, his first extra base hit of the season. That came in the 5th inning. 6 runs on 7 hits now for the Padres. In at third, Bobby Bonilla again. He squares to bunt, shows very early, and perfectly puts it down to third. Bonilla's got to go to first, and good play made at first base. Bonilla stayed there, covering the bag. Sacrifice, second sacrifice he's had. So Benes is perfect on the day, too. 2 sacrifices and a bases-loaded double, as well as not having allowed a hit in this game yet.
Good day at the plate also. Benes in 3 trips has 1 more hit than the Mets team today.
Mets don't have a hit, do they?
No. No hitter through 6.
Bip Roberts, who's batting .362 with runners in scoring position, will be intentionally walked to load the bases for Luis Lopez, the number 2 hitter in the lineup. Lots of base runners in this game for the San Diego Padres. Ball 4. So Roberts goes down to first base, and Lopez comes to the plate. Lopez a chance here with the sacks full. Alice Green making the decision here. Certainly statistically the right one. He's warming up in the bullpen. Luis Lopez. He's come up with the bases loaded once this season. His numbers are right. He had a home run. Taken up high for a ball. 1-0 count. 2 down, 3 on here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, with the Padres leading at 6-0. The All-Star teams have been announced. Hang with us. We'll show you who's going to be starting in those games. They have announced the pitchers and the reserves, the full rosters for the All-Star game. 2-0 count on Lopez. Gazzo's pitch foul back. 2-1. Eddie Williams on at third, hit by a pitch. Osmus had the single. Roberts intentionally walked by the base runners. Lopez waiting, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike, and no place to put it. Switch hitter, 333 right, 301 left-handed. Had over 130 at-bats off the bench this year, reserve play. Down the left field line, Bobby Bonilla, the long run, will have no play. Three, 2 down, full house. Lopez, give his choices last time up. Working out of the stretch. 3-2 to second base, Kent. And that will do it. So the strategy pays off. No runs, a base hit, and 3 are left on. We've completed 6 here in San Diego, with the Padres leading the Mets 6-0. Now this word from your Tri-State Toyota dealer. Toyota dealer.
Want a truck that'll make the most of your summer? At the low financing you want. For a limited time, get 3.9% financing on any Toyota truck. 3.9 on a new tough Toyota 4x4 or 4x2. America's best-selling import pickup. Plus, get big factory-to-dealer incentives. Save on Toyota 4Runner with option package savings. Interest rates up, Toyotas are down. 3.9 for a limited time only. The one you want is at your Toyota dealer now.
Okay, I'll take early memories for 500.
Hot dog day.
Recess on the monkey bar. Teacher's pet.
Miss Galaxy.
Baseball cards. 5 and dimes.
Slingshots.
Heads. Incredible edibles. X-ray specs.
Those sea monkeys with the crown and...
those were brine shrimp. Hey, chemistry sets. Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Easy Bake Ovens.
Beechwood aged Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
On Premiere Story, meet me, Jane Seymour, as Dr. Quinn, medicine woman.
Monday at 11:30 on Channel 9.
Leading off the bat, right fielder Joe Orsolak.
Back here in San Diego, 6-0 lead for the Padres. The big question right now is Andy Benes, who right now is just holding the Mets down to absolutely nothing.
Mets have not had a base hit in the ball game, and we are looking at a potential no-hit, no-run game by Andy Benes. And the first pitch to Joe Orsolak is fouled back out of play. Orsolak has grounded out twice. Mets have had 2 base runners in the game. Pete Smith walked. That was back in the 3rd inning with 2 men out. And also, Lindemann reached first base on a strikeout and a wild pitch. And Orsolak fouls off the fastball. So a 2-strike count. Benes has struck out 11 in this game. His strikeout high in the season is 13. That was done back in 1991 against Cincinnati on April the 16th. So Benes has dominated this ball game as he works to the New York Mets. And another strikeout number 12, as he now has narrowed it down to 8 more outs for the no-hitter.
Way out of the strike zone, and Joe Orsolak, who's got a pretty good idea of what the strike zone is. Now the Mets, since tensing up a little bit, everybody wanting to get that hit up on the board, helping him a little on that one.
They are announcing the All-Star teams for the American League and the National League. And there's a ball hit back to Benes. It was ticketed for a base hit. He knocks it down and gets the out at first. So Bobby Bonilla makes the strongest bid for a base hit for the New York Mets, but Benes somehow managed to stop that ball.
Can he walk the tightrope? He's perfect at the plate. He's perfect on the mound, and now he comes up with a fielding gem. We'll see how much this matters as this game goes along. But it matters right now. As Ralph said, does he not make the stop? It's in center field for a base hit.
So now Jeff Kent, the batter. Kent broke up a no-hitter pitched by Benes back in 1991, and there's a ground ball in the hole, and it is picked by the third baseman. The throw to first base is in time, and the no-hitter continues as 2 sparkling plays keeps it alive. Kent thrown out by Lopez, and another base hit taken away. That ends the inning. The score at the end of 6.5 innings. It is the Padres 6, the Mets nothing. And here's a word from Snapple.
Hi, an eligible Snapple fan from Wisconsin writes, I take sudden glances at this girl while I drink bottles of Passion Supreme soda, but I can't find the nerve to talk to her. Can you please help? Kevin?
Hi, I'm Don. I don't know if you're seeing anyone right now, but perhaps soon I could get to be friends.
Dawn, grab him. Snapple, made from the best stuff on earth.
Expect more from
Mutual funds, municipal bonds, they're all right here.
What I'm looking for is something that makes sense with my other investments.
Today, whether you're a savvy investor or just starting out.
So, what type of plan?
What kind of investment? Aggressive.
We talked about.
As you can see, we need some advice.
At Chemical Investment Services, you'll find a different kind of investment advice.
You know, I've always been a little uncertain, even maybe a little intimidated by investing, but yeah, you're making it easy to understand.
The kind you get from people who really care about helping you make the right choices.
I have my own business, and I need some advice about retirement.
So come to Chemical.
I'm back. I just have a few more questions about this investment plan. I hope that's okay.
Investments, that's what I'm here for. So, how can I help you today?
Expect more from us. We'll do more for you.
Just been selected to appear in his
Padres leading 6-0. Andy Bennis with a no-hitter and two spectacular plays, one by Bennis and one by Bonilla, keeping the no-hitter alive.
Yeah, this one made by the pitcher himself now. If that doesn't get knocked down and he doesn't make the play, it's a base hit into center field. This one, though, was incredible. Lopez, great pickup, but watch Williams play at first base equally great. Off the bag, puts the tag on him as he makes the pick.
And now it's the Padres' turn as they lead by 6. Tony Gwynn, the batter, and Tony Gwynn has just been selected to the All-Star squad. Tony Gwynn, one of the reserves. He did not make it on the voting. Greg Jeffries was the starting first baseman on the All-Star squad. Justice was the right fielder. Gwynn, of course, an outfielder. Justice picked over Tony Gwynn. This is the All-Star squad in the National League, and Tony Gwynn has been selected to be a member of that team. Jeffries, Duncan, Williams, Smith, Bonds, and Dykstra, the other two outfielders, along with Justice, and the catcher is Piazza. Also selected as the only Mets player for the All-Star team, Brett Saberhagen. So he has been selected. He will be a member of the All-Star team as one of the pitchers. Pitchers are chosen by the manager.
10th time for Tony Gwynn going to the All-Star game.
So Gwynn on at first base on the walk, and the batter is Derek Bell. Bell is 0 for 2 with a walk. And the first pitch, strike one. This is the American All-Star selection. Thomas Alomar, Boggs, Ripken, Griffey Jr., Bucket, Carter, and Hernandez. The American League starters. Another interesting fact is that Jeff Bagwell was not voted into the All-Star game. He has been picked as one of the members of the All-Star squad. So Bagwell, who's having a great year, will be in the All-Star game. And the ball is dropped in the process of throwing. They get the force play at second as Bell is on the force.
Padres hate to see that play. Tony Gwynn sliding with that bad left knee. That's what he did. It was held on to long enough here. Vizcaino dropped the ball as he was taking it out of his glove to make the throw. So he had it in time to get the force out.
So exchanging at first base with Gwynn is Bell, and Plantier is the batter. Bill Plantier 0 for 3.
Brett Saberhagen will go to his third All-Star game. Brett went there in '87 with Oakland and in 1990 with Chicago.
So the All-Star squads have been announced. The All-Star game coming your way on Tuesday, a week from this coming Tuesday. It will be played in Pittsburgh. One strike to count, and this one bounces in the dirt as Mauro Gazzo works on the mound for the Mets, a third pitcher used by the Mets in this game. Pete Smith, the starter. Bell, the runner at first base. He has 19 stolen bases, and this was a hard shot to the infield into right center field for a base hit. Bell moving over to third, and Plantier gets his first hit of the game.
Put that on your VCR. It's a ground ball by Phil Plantier. There's one of those every century. With that uppercut, it's almost impossible for him to hit a ground ball. Gazzo, you see, he has to swing it on top of the ball. The only way that's going to happen. That's what he did that time.
So runners at first and third with one man out. And that'll bring up Eddie Williams, who homered in the second inning for his fourth home run for the Padres this year. He also has walked and been hit by a pitch ball. That's a double play depth. As the Padres lead 6-0, then the big story is Andy Bennett's working on a no-hitter against the New York Mets. First pitch, strike one to Eddie Williams, who at this time last year was playing in a beer league here in San Diego.
You can afford it now.
Williams fouling off that pitch for a strike two count. 20 home runs at Las Vegas. Got him up here to the San Diego Padres. Checking out our Macy's National League scoreboard. Cincinnati and Houston both winning, so they remain 2.5 games apart with Cincinnati on top. And there's a little punch base hit to right field. Bell comes in to score. Plantier goes to second base and holds there, so Williams signaling in a run, gets his second run batted in of the game, his 15th of the year.
And remember, we're talking about a guy who hasn't been here very long. Eddie Williams is putting up these numbers just getting into the lineup. It's only the 16th game that he has played, 16 games. And with the 2 RBIs today, he's got 15 RBIs, along with 4 home runs.
Originally signed as the Mets' first-round draft choice and received $100,000 to sign. He was traded away, played for 6 other organizations in the major leagues, and included a stint in Japan and Mexico, and then back to semi-pro ball last year, and now back in the big leagues. It's a story that is worth repeating.
Yeah, great story.
Now Ricky Gutierrez, the batter. He's 1 for 3 today. As the Padres now lead 7-0, batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. Andy Bennett with 6 outs to go on his no-hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Gutierrez, who in his last 20 games has hit .382 with 26 hits. He's raised his average from 150 to 255. And a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Padres have come on to be a tough ball club. The pitching starting to come around.
And over the last 3 weeks, they're hitting the ball.
And hitting the ball extremely well. Mauro Garzo on the mound. His next delivery is sliced foul off to the right side. So the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the bullpen for the Mets, Doug Linton starting to throw. He was in yesterday's ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garzo's next pitch hit to the first base side. Another great pick at first base by Rogna, and he gets the force play at second as he makes another spectacular pickup of a very difficult chance. He is showing a great glove.
He's ready to come off the DL right now. Wow. That's 2 great picks he's made, but he's so far off the bag. Vizcaíno had nobody to throw to back at first base. Ball was hit so high, Mauro Garzo couldn't get over there. And Bronya was playing towards second base, so he couldn't get back in time, so all they could get was the one at second.
So now Plantier moving to third base on the out. Gutierrez on at first base, and the batter is Brad Osmuth, and he is perfect today. 3 for 3 with a double, and he pops this one into right center field. Orsolak right there, and he makes the catch. That retires the side. So no more than 1 run for the Padres here in the 7th inning. And the score after 7 innings at Jack Murphy Stadium, it's the Padres 7, the Mets nothing. We'll return right after this message.
It's a deadly case of mistaken identity on Thunder in Paradise, Monday at 9.
Now batting for the first time at Shea Stadium, it's
You! Get ready to play Nickelodeon Extreme Baseball at Shea. Face the awesome challenge of the 3-story Guts baseball diamond. Get gacked, get slimed, then journey into the halls of baseball legends on the Shea Stadium Tour. Open every day this summer. It's Major League games, live Nickelodeon shows, and an upgreen slime for the whole family. For tickets, call Shea Stadium now at 718-507-TIXX and get ready to play Shea.
Padres leading 7-0.
And we want to remind you, you've got a chance to see Cleon Jones, Jerry Koosman, Don Clendenin, and Bud Harrelson, and other 1969 Mets play ball again in the Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball game. It's coming up on Sunday, July 17th. It'll be prior to the 1:40 Mets game. Your favorite Miracle Mets will be playing members of the rival Cubs, Braves, and Orioles teams. For ticket information or to charge seats by phone, call 718-507-TIXX during business hours. There is a per-ticket service charge. Don't forget to ask about the new theme park now open. Nickelodeon Extreme Baseball is open at Shea.
So here we go. It's the top of the 8th. The Mets are hitless in this game. Bennis working on the no-hitter and pitching to Rico Bronya. And Bronya takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Rico has flied to center, and he has struck out. Brought a streak of a home run in 3 consecutive ball games into this game. He takes that one for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And the next pitch to Bronya, taken low for ball 3. 3-0. Bronya kept the Mets from being shut out yesterday with a 2-out home run in the 9th inning. As the Mets had only 4 hits, losing 4-1. There's a strike, and it's 3-1 to Rico Bronya. Bronya with a 5-game hitting streak. 8 hits in the 5 games, and this ball lined into center field is going to be over the head of the center fielder, Derek Bell, and the Mets have broken up the no-hitter as Bronya gets the first hit of the game for the Mets, a double as he leads off here in the 8th inning.
And a hand for Andy Bennis, who went 7 innings before he gave up the first hit. Bronya, with 2 out in the 9th inning last night, broke up the shutout by Ashby, and there's the clean shot. Derek Bell in center field had no chance. You're going to break up a no-hitter. Let it be that kind of hit, so there are no questions asked. For Andy Bennis, there it goes.
So Bennis now has given up the hit that has taken the no-hitter away, and the batter for the Mets, Jim Lindeman, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Lindeman brought a 7-game hitting streak into this game. And Bennis with the pitch, a breaking ball that's in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Mets had only 2 base runners prior to the base hit by Bronya. A walk to Pete Smith back in the 3rd, and Lindeman reached when he struck out. Ball a wild pitch, and Lindeman going down to first base on the wild pitch. This ball fouled back into the stands, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Andy Bennis still in the best performance that he's had. His low hit games, he's had two hitters in his career. Last time was in '91.
Once against the Mets, he had a 1-hitter broken up by Kent. The 1 hit by Jeff Kent, but he went 8 innings in that ball game and didn't finish it. Game won by the Padres 2-0 over the Mets. And the pitch back to Lindeman popped up into shallow. Well, it's a little deeper than I thought. Out to the right center field. It'll be caught by Gwynn on a warning track. And tagging up at second and going to third is Bronya. So the Mets a chance to break up the shutout. They've only been shut out once this year.
Center fielder,
Like Borkel in the bullpen for the Padres. 1 away, a runner at third, and Ryan Thompson the batter. Thompson has struck out twice. Now struck out 70 times on the year. And the first pitch to Thompson fouled back against the screen.
Saberhagen will be the only Mets representative on the All-Star team. The Yankees will have 3. Wade Boggs will start at third. Jimmy Key's been selected as a pitcher. Paul O'Neill as a reserve.
And the next pitch to Thompson popped up in foul territory. It will be playable. Williams over there to make the catch. Tagged up at third and bluffing down the line is Bronya. So the shutout still alive as Thompson fouls out to the first baseman. That will bring up a pinch hitter for the New York Mets.
For the Mets. Batting for the pitcher, Caso.
Checking out our Nobody Beats the Wiz game summary. It's all Padres. We did mention Saberhagen on the All-Star team. Bronya with a double to break up the no-hitters. He led off the 8th inning. For the Padres, Venice 7 innings, only 1 hit. He struck out 12. He's driven in 3 runs with a double. Williams 2 hits, one of them a home run, and 2 runs batted in. And Tony Gwynn also selected to the All-Star team as he leads the National League in hitting. And the first pitch to Bina is taken for a called strike. Mets coming into this game in the pinch hitting department woeful. 21 hits. They're hitting 163 as pinch hitters, and this soft ground ball down the first. Williams to Venice, and the shutout continues as the Mets are out here in the top of the 8th inning. The score at the end of 7.5 innings, it's the Padres 7, the Mets nothing. And here's a word from the Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Oh, man. Look what you did.
What I did? Just who do you think you are, man?
Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you very much.
The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Your Dodge dealer is breaking all-time sales records and doing it with price-shattering deals on every Dodge in stock. Take Dodge Ram, Motor Trend's 94 Truck of the Year. Great selection and a price under $17,600. Or Dodge Caravan, America's best-selling minivan with dual airbags, automatic, and more for only $16,500. Plus immediate delivery, on-the-spot financing, and low down payments. Record sales mean price-smashing Dodge deals. But only at your Dodge dealer now.
Finally, alone together.
Alfredo.
Ciao, bello.
Jerry, this is my brother Alfredo.
Brother?
And Sophia.
Are they going to be coming to the movie?
American Express.
Right, no preset spending limit.
Don't I know it?
The Privilege Plus card at Nobody Beats the Wiz. You pay 0% interest for 90 days. 0%. Nobody beats the Wiz.
Back here at Jack Murphy Stadium, the Padres leading 7-0. The Mets with only 1 hit in the ball game. It was a double by Bronya as he led off the 8th inning. New left fielder for the Mets, Sean Hare, taking over. Lindemann out of the ball game. Also at shortstop is Fernando Bina, who was a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Mauro Gazzo. And a new pitcher in for the Mets.
Doug Linton will be working for the second consecutive day. He worked no part of an inning in last night's game and was charged with 2 runs, 1 earned on 3 hits. And didn't walk or strike out anybody in the game. There you see the numbers on the season for Linton.
And the hero of this ball game will be the first batter, Andy Bennis. He is 1 for 1 with 3 runs batted in on a double. He has pitched a shutout so far through 8 innings, giving up only 1 hit, and he gets a standing ovation. And Linton starts off with a curveball, and he gets a strike. Mets have changed their outfield alignment in this game as the center fielder Thompson is out of the game. That pitch way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Orsulak has moved to center field to replace Thompson in center, and going from left field to right field is Jim Lindemann. A 1-1 delivery, a wild swing and miss as Bennis runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bennis with his double and 3 runs batted in now has had 6 hits on the year in 38 at-bats and he's driven in 6 runs. The 1-2 pitch fouled off, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lennon, coming into the ball game, will go into the 8th batting position in the batting order as that fastball catches the outside corner at the knees. They called strike. So Venice called out on strikes, and that'll bring up Biff Roberts.
Number 10, second baseman, Biff Roberts.
1 for 2 in the game and a stolen base. He drove in a run in the 3rd with a sac fly. And the first pitch to Roberts fouled off, strike 1. Roberts has been red hot in his last 34 games, coming into this game hitting .401 with 57 hits. And this time they'll get him out. High fly ball to left field. Sean Hare gets his first chance, and that's 2 men away. Two men out, and that'll bring up Luis Lopez, who is hitless in the game. He was robbed of a base hit and a fine catch by Thompson in the 1st inning. Lopez got his first major league hit on September 9th last year, and it broke up a no-hitter in the 8th inning off of Mark Wohlers. Great way to break into the major leagues with a base hit. First base hit in the major leagues and breaking up a no-hitter. Lopez hits it back, and it's snagged by the pitcher, Linton. The throw to first base retires the Padres in order. The score at the end of 8. It's the Padres 7, the Mets nothing, and here's a word from Bud Light.
I'm bored. Let's count the palm trees again. Why are you looking at me like that, Iggy? You okay? Cut it out. You're weirding me, man. Stop looking at me like that, would ya? You're creeping me out. Cut that out, man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Iggy, you're gonna twist my head off. Iggy.
Now, your Tri-State quality Ford dealer takes on the world with the Ford Windstar.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
The minivan of the future is here today with front-wheel drive, dual airbags, four-wheel anti-lock brakes, lower step-in height, and 5-mile-per-hour bumpers. Plus, Windstar comes with free 24-hour roadside assistance.
The winner and new champion, Ford Windstar!
See the new Windstar at your Tri-State quality Ford dealer.
Show your colors with the Mets MasterCard from Chemical Bank. If you have one, use it. If not, call 1-800-233-METS to apply.
Top of the 9th inning, the Mets trailing 7-0 and trying to avert a shutout. They've been shut out only once this year. Fewest shutouts in the National League by any National League team, and the leadoff batter swings and misses for strike 1. John Hare, batting for the first time, came in the game in a lineup switch. Hare hitting .231. He takes that pitch for strike 2 call. Bennett's a strikeout away from tying his career high. He has 12 strikeouts. And his next pitch is just inside. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Venice has pitched 5 shutouts in his major league career. Trying to make it 6 here against the Mets, and a swing and a miss. He has tied his career high for strikeouts, 13. First time he did it was back in 1991 on April 16th against Cincinnati. So one away, and that'll bring up Todd Huntley, who has struck out twice, and he is 0 for 3.
Just unhittable in this game. Throwing that hard slider effectively, and great movement on that one in the dirt.
And the first pitch, a curveball over the inside corner to Huntley. Strike one. He has been outstanding.
Perfect game for him, really. I mean, he's given up the hit, but...
And another curveball, Huntley right over the top of it. And it's strike two.
Just what you want to see. Throwing hard sliders and fastballs, and it gives you an off-speed curve in the ninth inning.
He leads the National League in strikeouts. 121 coming into this game, and now with 13 more. As Huntley backs away for a moment, trying to figure this one out. .134 strikeouts to lead the National League. His lifetime record, one game over 500, with 64 wins and 63 losses.